So we are talking about everything about the struggle. But I'm going to start by saying Happy Easter to them and Happy Sunday to you all. My first guest name is Emma F. That's how we call her in London. And I want to leave her with that name because that's the name I want people to know her for. And we have Krista with us. A lot of people know Krista for her saying it as it is. And the two strong women. I've decided to bring them on board because I think it's about time we talk a little bit more about women. For some reason, women's voices are not heard or they are not loud enough. So I've decided to bring an all-women cast today. I'll start by saying Happy Easter to Emma F.
Thank you.
Emma F, can you hear me?
I can hear you, darling.
Okay, Happy Easter. And Happy Easter to Krista.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Gilly, for this opportunity.
Okay, so today we're talking everything the struggle. And literally, we're trying to get insight into the women's world in this struggle. For a while, we've only seen men play everything in front of us, doing what they know how to do best, which is leadership, but without asking us, where do we fit in all of this? So today, I brought to you these fine ladies. I'll start by calling Krista to come in, maybe introduce yourself a little bit and say a bit more about what you've done in the struggle, how you've involved yourself in this struggle in the last maybe year and a half.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm Krista, Ken Krista, as most people might know me. And some people choose to call me Lady Casey. This struggle, I've been involved in so many different facets of the struggle. The social media, the publicity, demonstrations, contributions, and every aspect that required a struggle to move forward for the past year. And it's been an amazing learning curve for me. I have learned so many different things, the history. I have learned the gravity of oppression and erosion of our identity as Southern Cameroonians by the oppressor La République du Cameroon. So I have gained, I would say, a great understanding of this, and I come to know that Amazonia, or Southern Cameroon's independence that was declared last year, October 1st, is certain. And I am convinced of that. And that's why I am fully involved with no reservation, with no resentment. For me, is zero tolerance until I get to Boya. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Krista. I'm sure that was a good introduction. I'm sure people that don't know you already know that. Boya, here we come. I'm going to go to Emma F. My sister, good afternoon. And please tell us a bit about how you've been involved in this struggle so far to present day.
Well, Emma F, as most people know me, I got myself involved in the struggle just because I am one of those people who doesn't like marginalization. I'm one of those people who doesn't like suppression. And I will not sit still, sit on my ass and watch our people going through such marginalization. I really don't have anything to benefit from the struggle. But I just want to get people out of what I went through, because I went through too much suppression. I just want to put an end to this suppression. And if I don't do anything, then it's going to continue for ages and ages. This generation has to put a stop to that. And I have to be involved as one of those people to do this deletion of marginalization, to do this deletion of suppression of the Amazonian people. That's why I am in the struggle. And I know that we have to do it or we die. We all die. So independence or death. That's my decision. That is my decision. And we have to get the independence. And I'm doing all my best towards achieving this decision.
All right. Thank you very much, Emma F. I'll just want to start first by just recapping what you've kind of touched a bit of what made you join the struggle. And I'm going to come back to Cleesta to try and tell us, is it the brutalization or the maiming or the throwing of the UB girls in the mud in Boya that made you think, oh no, I need to stop and do something? Because for me, saying this is just not just a question. For me, it's a motivation for what made you fight up till now, because you've been in the struggle for quite a long time, and I know that. And that's why I brought you on. But many people can see all of that and don't act. They can say, oh, there is a problem, and pass by and say, oh, somebody needs to fix it, but not me. What made you stand out and say, this is unacceptable? I'm not just going to stand by and watch. I'm going to do something about it. And I'm going to put my step forward and do something about it. What is that thing that touched you to make you want to join this struggle?
Thank you. That's a very, very lovely question. Where do I start? My understanding of the struggle started since the formation of SCNC. I used to hear about SCNC quite a lot and their purpose. Mm-hmm. I knew few people back then. I was very little, still in primary school and in my early days of secondary school. But everybody around me, the men around me then, were all revolutionary. They wanted change. I grew up in my own bubble, didn't engage in the society or in the communities of Southern Cameroons. So what I have to put across before I continue with this question is that marginalization is only a product of the intent by La République to erode our identity, to rip us off of our identity. So they have used marginalization and other socio-economical evil policies to try and keep us slaves and oppressed for life. But we have said enough is enough. So I had this idea about it. So I made few friends who were then back in 2007, were already involved in a revolutionary back in UB. They were all in UB at the time. I was still very little. They would tell me about, what they are doing and their experiences. So the seed of a revolutionary was being planted in me, I would say in 2007. But nothing happened to it then because I didn't know. I had no idea what was going on. But after I came over to Europe, I went back after 9 years and I was somewhere in Bambili in Bamenda, and everybody in the street spoke in French. I said, this is completely ridiculous. How can I be in Bamenda? It feels like I'm somewhere in Douala. This is madness. So I asked my cousin, did we land somewhere in Douala or is it that I really don't know my way anymore? He said, no, we are in Bamenda and this is the station, and it was everywhere. Limbe is that case. So that seed that was planted in me then started. That's 2014 when I last visited. Okay. That was when I started thinking about how are we going to make sure our people don't lose sense and take pride in their identity as Southern Cameroonians. Because I realized as well that these actions were intentional by the oppressor. It was not an accident. They wanted to keep us oppressed. They wanted to wipe us out. So this thing, and when the teachers and lawyers started, that I knew, it felt to me like when I joined, I had this note of victory, like the hour is now. Yeah. That is why I will not miss any demonstration. Whether I understand the impact or not, I am there. So that was when, and then I started learning. We read the history in school. I had A grade in history, but I didn't have the understanding of Southern Cameroon issue like I do now. Okay. So that gave me that when the teachers and lawyers started and the way they were oppressed, and looking at how the West treats nobles like lawyers, people who change lives of society like teachers, and I was like, we cannot continue in this backwardness. We have to do something. We have to claim our identity, claim our right to live in dignity and freedom. And that was what made me join this fight with, like I said, with no resentment, with no reservation, with all my might.
Thank you very much. I think if I want to share similar story, for me, I'm also a Southern Cameroonian and I speak about this struggle anywhere I go to without fear or shame. For me, it's a revolution. We need to fight. We don't have a choice.
Yeah.
It's like once you're taken to the water and somebody push you that far, it's going to only come to a point where when your back is by the wall, you only have to return. You cannot do it anymore. And for me, it's about time we do this. We only have one chance. And for me, that chance is now. I'm going to MIF. What is it to you that struck your chord and maybe you were asleep and you wake up and you say, you know what, MIF is going to sleep no more. I'm not just going to watch by the side. I'm not going to be a hand clapper. I'm going to be somebody who leads. I'm going to do something and I'm going to move it forward. What is it that thing for you that struck you to join this struggle?
Well, I joined this struggle to put an end to the sufferings of English-speaking Cameroonians. This is because myself, I have suffered. I suffered when I was in Cameroon. Let me say it in code. I went through a lot of suffering to have survived to be what I am today. I went through a lot of sufferings. And I joined this struggle so that I can put an end to that suffering. I can put an end to that suffering. I can stop my generation from suffering the same thing I suffered. I can stop the youth, the young people coming up, growing up, to not suffer what I suffer. This is just marginalization, poverty, suppression, a lot of things. Anyway, before I came into the United Kingdom about 6 years ago, the final day I left Cameroon, I cried at the airport just because I was an Anglophone, just because I was an English speaker, just because I answered the name an English Cameroonian can answer, just because I was an Anglophone. When I went to the airport, they stopped me from traveling. They made me cry. I had this lovely policewoman, a Bamenda woman who came in, a Northwesterner who came in and said, oh, this has been going on and it has to stop. She has to do something to help me. She went to the commissioner and told her that you have to let this girl go. She hasn't got any issue. You guys just want to get money from them because they are the minority. So it made me cry. I had 20 minutes to catch my plane. My plane was going. I had to run when I was crying before coming to get my plane. And when I got into my plane, I cried until I get to the United Kingdom. And I said to myself, I have to bring a change into the country. I have to make my people not feel the same pains I went through. I have to bring a change. And as well, when I graduated from the University of Boyer, I couldn't have a job. I suffered for like 2 years, no jobs. There was no job. This has to come to an end. We have to make a country where everybody is equal. We have to build a country where everybody has the right to the national cake of that country, not just leaving it for a few who doesn't even qualify for what they are getting. So that is why I joined this struggle. And until we come to the end of this, which is getting an independent Ambazonia, I will not stop. I will not relent. I am on fire. I'll be firewoman.
I like that. I'm sure Bobby has a lot in his hands for doing what he's done for us over time. But I think for me, he's there. We don't care about Cameroon in whole. We don't care about the country. I've seen a Francophone man here writing, trying to be insultive to us. But I think we've seen and heard too many of them that it comes to us with no shock anymore.
Yeah.
And we are kind of used to it. And his name is Jean Basala Wono. From his name, you can tell he's from a Wondo or Beti tribe. But we don't care. We are Ambazonian, we stamp our feet down and we say this is where we're from. It's either you get used to it or you step away. It's just as simple as that. We've moved past intimidation, fear, or shame. So anybody trying that tactic is too old, darling. Try something new. I'm going to come to you guys to ask, what do we think can be done to promote women in this struggle? Because I think that if I look around, there is a group that just created not long ago. They included a woman as their chairlady. Somehow she's vanished into thin air. We don't hear from her anymore. But I still think that women have a place in this revolution. Like the saying go that what a man can do, a woman can do, and even better. But that doesn't withstand the fact that we don't understand a man's role in a woman's life or a man's role in a revolution like this. But we also want to recognize the role of a woman in a revolution like ours. What do you think, Krista, are the women's role in this revolution? What do we need to do to earn our place?
Mm-hmm. Well, the women's role in this revolution, can range. They have a variety of role they can play based on their level of orientation. In Africa, in an Africa setting, women are used to being a support system for the men. The men will go out, do their hustle, do all their struggles, and they will come back home to a loving woman, to a woman that will provide them, basic comforts, strength that will reignite their strength, will provide them refreshments or refreshing environment, and and a nice, and a comfortable atmosphere that will help them consolidate their activity for the day and refocus their attention to what is important. So African women, in an African setting, men have understood women to take that cushion, that back seat, that soft, comfortable armchair, where they, after all the hard work, all the fights out there, they come back and and relax and get that comfort. Pampering. Women can still choose to play that role to the men who are in the front line of the struggle. Some of them need to be, orientation to how to play that role effectively, and in case of any things that can happen that we know. For example, somebody like Sissoko's wife, did she expect what has happened to him? How is she coping? How about the rest of the other, spouse of those that were arrested? Did they expect those that their children have been killed, the women that their husband have been arrested, are in jail? Did we have a means to orientate these women to be mentally and psychologically strong to handle all these eventualities that we know may happen? That we create that atmosphere for them to be able to sustain them in this revolution mentally and psychologically with all these happenings. So women can be that strong, that strength, that core strength that keep the revolution flowing if they have the right orientation. Another aspect is that women, there's so much more a woman can do as well. Women can still be, like you talk about, we do fundraising. Women are nice in organizing, are very good in organizing things like fundraising that will be able to sustain. Women are best in raising funds and keeping the financial support that will sustain the different, parts of this revolution, the different areas of this revolution. Women are, like we know, most women give with everything they have. Most men, they give with pride. They give because they want to prove, they want to outgive the other, want to prove a point to the next person that I have more money. Or they give for their best interest. Maybe they give so that they get recognized. They give for some kind of glory. But women, we give with our hearts. We give with everything we have. So women are good at giving. How do we empower and encourage other women to take this position so that we can sustain the different avenues of this revolution? So that's another role that women can play in full force and be very effective at it. When it comes to it, you mentioned initially when we started about selling our revolution. Women can sell our revolution. Women are mostly used, if we know in the West, women are mostly used in sales, in banks, in most customer service places, because they have a natural sense of seductive, approach. We use it most of the time for the wrong things, to compare that this one fine, that this is more beautiful than me, this person. No, we can still use our attractive, trustworthy loyal, seductive nature in this revolution that will benefit this revolution in selling our revolution to the rest of the world.
Exactly.
Women can do that part. That's something that we can encourage more women to do. To meet, for example, if they are creating a diplomatic team to talk to a certain politician, women should be majority in that team, because they will pay attention when a woman is there. They will pay, men will pay attention. That is just how the system or the universe works. We don't know what women have in them that attracts that natural sense of trust, but men will pay attention to a woman if they're saying something, especially now. So that encouraging and training women in these aspects to be able to get involved in reaching out in our revolution. It's a great aspect as well. And women can still involve in the front line. Oh, yes. Women are able to be in the front line. There are many revolutions that have happened in the world. We a lot of time we quote different, when you hear people talk, they tell you that, in this revolution, in apartheid and in this. Like, for example, during apartheid, when all the men were fighting, women created links between different phases of the revolution to the other. They created that smooth transition from one phase of the revolution to another. For example, Winnie Mandela used to, had football teams where he moved men for training from one place to the other. He created, it was a football team, but the underlying agenda where Winnie Mandela was doing was to move guys to another location for training. But they were doing it as if it was a football team. Strategies like that, if women take all the right, because, women have that natural view of trust. They will trust, as a woman. If we have that level of orientation and that intelligence, where we know that, okay, this is the situation. The men are now a main target. What can we do? What can we do? So women can come in that line, especially in the front line. Women can still be the links between, like in our situation, women can still, create avenues for recruitment to our force. Women can say, they are doing Krida, or they are doing anything, some kind of a celebration or a saraka or something like they call it in Cameroon, where people will gather and will meet people there. Men can come in and establish their strategies and employ their strategies. So women can be that bridge to create that avenue where men can do their strategies. And these women can still have their own force, because in the Israeli revolution, they had women. They had a women wing, and it was very tough women wing. Mm-hmm. Same as the Kurds now. The Kurdistan, they have a women wing, where they're fighters. So women can still get involved. Is what I know is that women need the right orientation to get involved where it best effective in this whole revolution. So women can be involved from the boardroom to the field. We are capable of involving from strategic planning to executing strategies. No matter the capacity, women are capable. That's my contribution.
Thank you very much. I think now men are probably thinking, are we coming to take over? No, we are not. We are coming to be supporters and help. And Krista, I think you've said it all. It comes to the point where you said men are tired of hearing men talk all the time. They want to hear something different. If you have something if you're a salesperson, you know that to sell anything, the easiest way or the best person to sell it is a woman. Once they believe in anything, the sky is the limit.
Yeah.
We just need to believe in whatever is being sold to us. We are natural born leaders. We lead from everything from the kitchen right up to the parlor where the man sits. And that's why if you have real men who tell you that if you want something from me, you go through my wife. The easiest way to get it is going through my wife or my girlfriend or my fiance, because we have a way of getting things out of people. And I think that these skills or abilities that we have is not being tapped enough. It's not being used enough. And so we are here to say, we are here. If the men need help, if they're running out of ideologies, we are still here. We are here to support. Because what we've seen over time is that we've been seeing things being done to us rather than with us. If they start to do things with us, we will move the revolution forward because we have something to contribute. And we also have a stake in this. We don't only want to hear people say, I've been here 20 years. We don't have to be here 20 years. We just need to believe in whatever you're selling, and we take it and keep it moving. So we are telling the men that the women are here and we are ready to help. We are not intimidated. We can be like Clista said, from the boardroom to the kitchen, from the strategic team right to the execution. We are available to do all. I'm going to come to Emma F. Because Emma F is a married woman who has family and children, but is still dedicated to this struggle. And I'm not only saying this to build her profile. I have seen and experienced her work over time to be able to confidently say this. And I want to ask her, because I know many women would like to participate in this struggle and contribute, but they are facing a lot of challenges. And I'll be honest to say, someone like me, I face challenges as well. People look at you, we have families, we have commitments that we had before this struggle came along. We never was planning for this. So sometimes to readjust is not easy for every woman. So I want Emma F to tell us how has she been able to hold the family down and also hold the struggle together, doing all of it so gracefully that people can envy and want to try. Please tell us some of the things that you've been doing in the background to make both parts work.
Yes, thank you, Gilly. I know that it's sacrifice. If you love something so much, you will do your all to get that thing done. If you want to achieve something, you work so hard to get that thing achieved. It's not really been, it has not been easy for me. I've got two kids, I've got a husband, and in the United Kingdom, there is no one to help. There is nobody to help you. You have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
So you're working, you're trying to earn money, you're trying to make a living, you're trying to support your children, and then the struggle just came in as well, bang. But just the fact that I love to liberate a people, I love to see the people being freed, I love to see people having their rights and dignity. I just had to do a lot of sacrifices to get this done. I sacrifice a lot. At times I don't sleep just because I want to do something for the Amazonian people. At times I go without even eating just because I want to support financially for the Amazonian people to be liberated. It's just the matter of having the zeal. It's just a matter of having the love for people. And my elder sister even told me last time I was talking with her that I have a gift of helping. I have this gift of helping humanity, and I can see that in me. I just can go hungry. My family can go hungry with the little I have, just for me to help somebody out there. And I've been doing a lot of things. I will not say them here, and I will continue. So Amazonian struggle is a struggle to liberate people. It's a struggle to save humanity. So I got involved, and I am doing my all. I'm doing my best. I am displacing myself at times just to make sure that we get this achieved, just to make sure that majority of the people in Amazonia get this, get their own life. In fact, earn their own living, because they are not earning a living. Now you have to do it. You have to support them, and that is what we have to try to stop. People are suffering, and you cannot, if you have a good heart like myself, you cannot sit down and just watch them go on and on in such pain. So you just have to join the struggle, liberate the country, free the country, so that they can be better off. And that is what I've been working to achieve. So I've been doing a lot of sacrifices. At times, I tell my husband, babe, I can't go to school. I have to go to demo. I will leave school to demonstrate so that my voice can be heard, so that the world will hear my cry as a woman. I sacrifice. I do a lot of sacrifices. As I said, I do financial sacrifices as well, just to liberate the people. And we fail to understand as a woman, women are majority of the population. They make up majority of the population. Yeah. I can say that women are like 51% of the total population of the world. Yeah. So if a woman doesn't get involved, how many men are going to do it? We are more than the men. So we need to join in. We need to get involved. We need to join the men to get this done. If we just sit and wait for the men to go and do it, that means we are promoting the patriarchal nature. Mm-hmm. That's been happening, and we have to stop that. We have to get involved. We have to make that we have to fill that gap. Mm-hmm. and get involved in the struggle and do whatever we can do. And my times my husband would tell me, baby, go to demo. I will stay at home with the kids. That is it. It's not just me sacrificing. He's sacrificing as well. And I really thank God for the kind of man he gave me. We have the same heart. We just have the same heart. So it's really a perfect match to what we have a heart to help people. So I'm so happy because he gives me the support. He supports me financially for the struggle to move on. So if it was just me, I don't think I'll be able to do what I am doing. So thanks to my husband, we can get what we can get to where we are today.
To me, that is I think you hit the nail on the head, and I think for me, what stands over the test of time for me is about the support network you have around you as a woman. Are they for the revolution or not? And sometimes we are saying that men are taking over this revolution, but we are ignoring the fact that for women's voices to be heard to a certain degree, we need the men to support the women to get involved. We don't just need them to say, oh, you look after the children. Oh, you cook, I'm going for demo. That woman also has a voice to contribute. She also has things in her head. And if you look around the world, the woman is the one that owns the children, owns the men. Not in the literal sense. I know men will start crying that, oh, she says she owns us. No. It's in the sense that for us to do this, we all are in this together. So men, this is a challenge for you guys. You need to support. I would say because I have a very supportive man at home. That's why I'm able to do 3/4 of the things I do. People see me in this struggle and sometimes they think, oh, I've dropped from sky. I haven't. It's because I have support network around me. Men, ask yourself that you have your wife or your girlfriends or your fiancés that have never been in a demo. Ask yourself, what have you done to encourage them to go to demo or be involved? If you haven't done anything, you're also helping to slow down the revolution, because women have a role to play, not only in the cooking of the kitchen or looking after the children, but to contribute their own voice. Because I am in a country led by a woman, I'm in a country that women gave the rights to women to vote because they went out there and protested and said that it's not going to happen, that women are not going to be subjects to men anymore. That's why in some marriages, they've been taking out the clause for submission, that a wife would submit to their husbands, because they think when you say a woman is submitting to you, it's like you're greater. But if we want to look at it from the Bible sense, it means that if a man is responsible and looks after their wives in the true sense of it, it's a natural thing. You don't need to ask your wife to submit. She will naturally respect you and fall under you without you saying the words. And when God said women should submit, they did not say you man should go home and start telling them that I'm your husband, you need to step down and listen to me. That's not what it meant. It meant that you were the head of the house, you showed love and took care of her to the point where she looked at you as a mini god, like the God's representative on earth. Mm-hmm. So that is what it meant by women submitting. It was not a word, but by virtue of rights and your actions that made them submit. So
yeah. Can I? Sorry, can I just add something to what you are saying? Sister Emma started and you continue with this whole supportive network.
Yeah.
It is one of the strengths in this revolution. If you have that supportive network, and like I initially said, the support network come with the right understanding of what the revolution entails and what the fight is. Because a lot of people think, my cousin called me, when now on a fight go finish, me man rest. And I'm thinking, this is the someone we are fighting for. The people we are fighting. Me, my life is made. It's my problems. They are nothing to talk about. We're fighting for freedom and the chance for people to live a life of dignity in their identity. And most people have no understanding of this, have no understanding that their identity is being eroded, that their freedom is infringed. So a lot will have to do with the right understanding, the right orientation, the right set of knowing, the capacity of the fight, what the level of fight and what it entails. All these other things of support will flow, because there's nobody I talk to about this revolution. I call them, they become Ambazonian born again. Because by the time I talk to you about this revolution, you will believe in the freedom of Ambazonia. Because a lot of people don't believe. A lot of Southern Cameroonians seem to give a blind eye, refuse to understand the reason why we go out there, the reason why we have said Amber land is a free land and we will establish our freedom in this time. So when we try and educate, some people have totally refused to understand, no doubt. But we should create avenues to educate people's minds, to give them that core understanding and strength, so that when they have that understanding, the support system will flow until complete freedom in Amberland.
Thank you. And I'm happy that you said people should understand the reason why we are fighting, and men to also understand that we are not fighting for the identity of the man.
Oh, yes,
we are
of course.
fighting for the identity of the global Ambazonian territory, which involves the women, the children, and the men. So men should not make it that it's theirs, or it's theirs to keep. And someone will say, I have to be the leader. All of us are leader in this. We all have a stake in this. If I'm not going to Boya, you are not going to Boya. If a man is not going to Boya, a woman is not also going to Boya. Their children are not going to Boya. So this doesn't wrestle in the hands of a few men or a few men. It wrestles in all of us, our hands. So we need to all respect each other's place in this. And we are saying that the women are here and we are here to stay.
Yes.
I'm going to come to MIF to tell us everything coming in this revolution happening. Where do you think we can help? Looking maybe at the present government, where can women come in to help them in terms of moving this struggle forward? And we as women, they say we are meant to be nurturers and joining people together. We are not here to scatter the house, but rather put people together. But despite saying that, or however, we are the people that cautions the children. If a good one is good, we'll say the good one he's good. If you're bad, we're going to say it and we're going to put punishment, but we'll keep the house together because that's our duty.
Yeah.
It's revolution. Seseko used to say they are like children. And some children have gone off track so far away that we need to keep going out until they realize themselves and they come back into the mix. We are here to welcome them because they're part of us, but we still need to caution them.
Yes.
Looking at the revolution, my take is we as women, we need to contribute. And I'm going to come to Clista because I know Clista is in between some of the strategic thinking going on behind the IG and other groups. She's participating in maybe helping in strategic thinking in terms of self-defense? How would she encourage women to join and contribute their voice in self-defense? Self-defense not only for men, let's be clear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to talk on a general term in terms of the governing or the government that we have in place, which is headed by His Excellency or the acting president, Samuel Sako. What would you say we as women can help this government to drive this struggle forward? Do you need us to have leadership position? Because I don't know. I think we should be brought, level-headed women needs to be brought in to the government. And when I look around, I see very limited faces of women, or I hear limited voices of women. And the few women I've heard, I'm going to call their names. I've heard of Dr. Bernadette Ategan, who is in Germany. I've heard of Mangang, who is supposed to be in Nigeria. I've heard of Kalesh Mbongo, who is the minister herself. I've heard a few women around. I would love to hear more. And that's why I'm starting this conversation, that we want more women to step up.
Yes.
I know in the UK they have a women's forum already just for women, helping to move this struggle. What would you say we need to contribute in terms of driving this struggle forward? Emma F, please.
There are a lot of things women can do to push the struggle forward. First of all, we need to understand that a man and a woman are equal.
Mm-hmm.
We have the same biological makeup, except for the fact that we have a difference in the reproductive system. Okay. That's the only difference. We have the same biological makeup, so we are equal. We are equal in everything, equal in God's eyes. Mm-hmm. So what a man can do, a woman can do better, or a woman can do as well. Let me say it that way before men start pouring. So yeah. So women can support this struggle. So the fact that I've said before that our number, we have 51% of the world's total population. And the unfortunate thing is that we just have about 20% of women in the legislative body. We just have about 20% of women making laws to govern the world. We just have about 20% of women having their voices heard. So how can a woman, how can we stand? How can that few number stand to protect that to protect us? Women in particular are facing the most violence in the world as we speak, and there are not a lot of them to bring that change. So what are we talking about? We need women to get involved into politics. We need women to get involved into leadership roles. We need a lot of women into this. This is because their number alone is more than that of men. So they will in this our struggle. The fact that women are more than men, this will help sensitize more people. They will help sensitize more people. They will help and bring many people into the struggle. We need numbers. We need to educate people, as Calista said. How are we going to educate people when the majority of the people are not getting involved? So imagine if you get more women into the struggle, the educating part of the struggle is done. The sensitization part of the struggle is done. So we need women to support the struggle financially. Their number is more than that of men. So imagine if 10 women come in with money, and then 5 men come with money. Who is going to bring? Women are definitely going to bring in more money. We need finances in this struggle. We need women to pray for the struggle. We need women to pray to God for the liberation of our people. We need their prayers. Because their number is more than that of men, we need them to get involved. I still emphasize on that fact of numbers. We need them to kill this patriarchal nature in them, thinking that the men are the leaders. The men are up there and they are down there. They are there to end in the kitchen. They are there to stay in the kitchen. We need to kill that in women. We need to empower them.
Yes.
We need to help them so that they can help our struggle. A lot of things women can do, like seriously.
Thank you very much, Emma F. Says one guy here, his name is Shao Mao. He said, Remy, they know the joke. Oh. That was just something for me to throw in there for you to laugh. But it's not funny. Women, we have a role. Like you said, we live in a patriarchy society where men dominate and think they know it all. But a real man will tell you that they will say, there's always a saying that a man who has achieved, if you look behind him, there's always a great woman. There was a reason. Our parents that didn't go to school acknowledged that fact. That women had a role in playing in any achievement that any man has ever achieved in the world. So I'm going to come to Clista. I know you're the few women in this struggle who has ventured into territories that no women dare try, which is self-defense. And you've gone in there and you're stamping your feet and telling the men what they need to do and sorting them out. Please, I want you to tell us about the barriers or the challenges you faced in a male-dominated environment, but you're stamping your feet and telling them that I'm a woman, I have a stake in this, and I'm going to drive this the best way that I know possible.
Power.
Tell me what power that you're using to sort some of these men out in that domain. And the challenges faced.
Yeah, thank you very much. Being in the front line as a woman, trying to implement strategies. Like initially I said, there are different roles that a woman can be involved, from providing that support, from selling our revolution, to actually participating in the front line. Now this is the front line business. Being in the front line with men, working with men in the front line as a woman is not that easy. For example, you will be in a strategic meeting and you're planning strategies and how to implement strategies, and I will give a suggestion and I was like, oh, you are a woman, what do you know? Or you're thinking with your emotions. They like to associate women like we are all emotional. They naturally consider that we are emotional, and when I see something happen, they act more emotional than I would. So I've proved them time and time again that a woman is capable of leading. In fact, now I want to be the link between the Homeland Security Collaboration Platform and the IG. I intend to tell the president about it, because there's a lot of things that the men are doing that I feel like I will, box somebody. So they need to get their head and drop their egos together. And Gilly, you mentioned earlier that we, the women, we need to keep the house together. You talk about keeping the house together, and in the self-defense form, in the self-defense avenue, this is what I want to do, keeping the house together. And that is a role I am moving to take forward, keeping the house together, because it is very important that no matter the situation, they have to understand that what we should be arguing or disagreeing about is the idea, not whether the idea is coming from a male or a female, because that is just a limiting style of thinking. That is a very archaic to me.
Forward thinking, yeah.
Yes. So we need a forward thinking in this revolution. So that is what I've told everyone that I work with, because I'm the only woman in the team, and I have made them understand that I will not be, walked over, because before I put off an idea, like a woman, we are very thoughtful.
Yeah.
We are naturally thoughtful people. We think things through. We have to get into that position where we don't just act on impulse or trying to prove our muscle or our ego is bigger or stronger than the other person. We strategize. If you heard that saying, that when a woman wants to revenge, even the devil sit down to take notes. So they should understand that when a woman wants results,
to do
that result that will come out, nothing else.
Thank you. I think you said it all. Like you said, they say hell has no fury like a woman scorned. So we have been scorned by La Republique, and anywhere, hell has no fury than us acting. So I think that for me, what you've said, it makes a lot of sense that women were very thoughtful. Like we heard there was an audio flying around of another man asking another man to go and arrest another man because they have issues. They're throwing muscles around. Women, we don't use muscles. When we embark on something that we believe in,
It is the answer we will
We
get.
will do all the research
Yes.
it takes.
Very determined people.
And that's why I'm sorry to say, in life, despite all the muscle that men have, statistics have proven over time that women live longer than men. We can be emotional at times, but that doesn't mean that we carry a lot of burden in us than men do. That's why little things men throw tantrums around. We keep it together. So we think that men should use that as an advantage and tap into those skills to use it, move the revolution, not to sideline us. Like, this is a challenge for men. We want to see more women in all the revolutions that are there. If you want to prove to us that you're working for us, then you need to involve us. Don't do things to us. Do things with us. And that is the message I want to drive out there. That don't do things for us. We will prefer a leader that does things with us, because then our voices will be heard, our strategy will be taken into considerations. So I'm going to come to Emma F to tell me your challenges you faced in this struggle being a woman, in terms of, I know that we've relegated you to the kitchen. I know all the cooking, somehow you've been leading it.
Mommy cook.
Raising and taking all the money and ensuring people pay their debts and pay their pledges. Is that all you're good at? I want you to answer from the bottom of your heart. And if there's any aspect that you think you can contribute, please do say so. Please tell us where you can contribute and the challenges you face and why you think men have resulted only women fundraising and keeping money.
I think I am very good at bringing people together. I am very good at uniting people. That is my gift. I am very patient. I am very tolerant. I don't get angry so quick.
Okay.
I can manage every single human being that comes around me.
Okay.
And with that gift in me, I think I can bring a stop to this disunity that is going on in this struggle. I think I can try as much as possible to talking to my people, the Amazonian people, to seeing the importance of being one, to working as one towards achieving this independence, because divided we will not stand. Yeah. So I think I am very good at that, and I thank God. I really thank God for giving me that patience, for giving me that that's the best gift anyway.
Yeah.
Really thank God. I bless God.
Thank you very much. And I think to me, that's all that tolerance, patience, accommodating is all skills that every leader needs. And to me, I've not seen that much in this revolution. I've seen a lot of bickering and tantrums and back and forth argument. And I think that to me, if you ask me, I would propose a team to be created, only women team.
Yes.
Men that are having issues need to be brought to those women to be cross-examined.
Yes.
To me, I think that we've gone past the age where we leave our future or our destiny in the hands of men, and they're joking with it. Because I think we've gone past that joke. When one leader starts to authorize for another leader to be arrested, to me, that joke is no longer funny. In me, that is our future. We are all mortgaging in this. And I've put my face in this. And to me, I don't take this funny anymore, because it's like I've destroyed my own future with my hands. And to me, I think that we have the ability of still fixing this. We need a team created by women for all these men. We don't care how grown they are.
Yes.
To bring their issues for us to, because there was a team that was created in the government, which was called the Ethics Committee. And his job was to sort out the differences between the leaders and the men in the revolution. But that has never happened. I've not seen one conflict that they've resolved. So their conflict resolution skills to me is zero because I haven't seen any. So I think that proposing that we're moving forward, we need a woman conflict resolution team. And our duty will be to resolve the conflict between men who are doing macho and doing ego and forgetting the big picture that we all are involved in, which is the future. We want to be free like the men. I am a woman. I want to be free. I want my voice heard. I want to contribute because I know that you can only respect me as a woman when I contribute to the success of whatever we have in future. I don't need to have a position. I just need to be respected and for me to feel that I did something in my time to liberate myself and liberate my brothers and sisters. I don't want to be carried along because I have a brain that I think my brain should be used. Please, Calista, tell me what you love to see in this revolution as a woman.
Thank you very much. You know, you mentioned a group that was formed and a lady was made the chair lady of that organization. You know, I for one, I root for women all the time because I believe women's voices should be heard. I like to see women in charge. I like to see women in control. Women, because, you know, there's this one business guru, I think he's called Ali Baba. He said his organization is made up of 47% is made up of women and 37% of his board members are women. And because he said that women are more caring, women are more loyal, they trust, they give their all to everything. So women nurture the rest and he keeps his organization flourishing. And I will say that that is true for most cases. Women play a lot of role in previous revolutions, in previous, you know, that has a revolution that has happened. The role of a woman is pertinent. It cannot be ignored. We need to know that in this day and age, we should encourage women and make them feel that their voices count. And to relate it to our present situation and in the leadership whole context of our revolution, women should first of all be given the listening ear by our men who are currently in leadership.
Okay. You
know, women, we are capable. We are capable. Some of us, me, I'm very guilty of fueling some of the fights.
Okay.
But we need to come to that point where we say, okay, now enough is enough. We hold these men down. Tell them that first of all, let's focus on the purpose.
Yeah.
Why are we in this revolution? If all of us will look ahead towards Boya, all these whole leadership issues will vanish away. So I will encourage anybody in leadership to understand that the women have a lot to contribute. And the main focus is Boya, not responding to each other, not trying to prove a point about each other's abilities and inabilities. So we should, as a women, I will also encourage women because, you know, one of the things I did personally to get to this place where I am able to influence opinions and give my opinion and make sure, because I will make sure that I'm heard. I cannot. Chris Anu can testify to that. Is that get yourself informed, prepare yourself, because Sister Emma said that women should get into politics. We should not say that, that's not politics, it doesn't concern me. Or some people say I'm an activist, I'm not a politician. We are in a political revolution. We should understand the political setup in Africa and the rest of the world to even be able to operate effectively in this revolution that we are in. So, us as women, as much as we want our voice heard, we want to make sure we bring substance to the table. So we should invest in ourselves. I've made efforts, study and learn, understand your environment, understand the psychology and mindset of the people that we are fighting against and the people we are fighting with. Like the team, it does help in the long way to manage a lot of the patience and tolerance level, because as us as women, in an African setting, men will naturally, their first instinct, they'll look at you. Who is this woman who is talking? With that type of attitude. But if you come up with something substantial, something better, it's most likely, and in this revolution that we all want to get to Boya, it's very likely that they will listen to us. So my own look in this is us to focus and get the right orientation. Because why I'm stressing about the right orientation, I have probably talked about it a lot, is because a lot of people with loud voices in this revolution, sometimes some of the things they say, you wonder whether they know the type of fight we are having.
Exactly.
We have a fight. The oppressor is ruthless, and we cannot be sweet and nice about it. We should go with even twice as ruthless as the oppressor is coming against us. So that is how I see it. So we should make sure we understand that we will not be having, like me, I said initially, I am marching my way to Boya on zero tolerance mode. When I say zero tolerance, that's against the oppressor. It's not about each other. No. My zero tolerance, there's nothing the oppressor would sweet talk me or pamper or distract. I cannot be distracted. There is nothing happening in La Republique that will make me lose focus on next strategy I want to implement to get me to Boya. There is no news headline whether Pobia decided to fly to China or Atanganji is going to Boya. I start getting worked up about all of that. No. That is not contributing to my trip to Boya. That doesn't contribute to my strategies implementation that will take me to Boya. I cannot get carried away by that. That is my meaning of zero tolerance. I don't tolerate any distraction. So I don't need anything that will be energy generating, that will be fueling my fight to get to Boya, because this is a fight, and it's a fight we must understand that we have to fight it with all ruthlessness, because the enemy is not playing. The enemy is not sleeping. The oppressor is doing everything. We can say it's burning down our villages. They are killing our people like chicken, and we cannot be praying always. We need to take the bull by the horn and fight the fight where it matters, and where it matters is ground zero. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Calista. I think you're with me. I'm with you on that. To me, I think sometimes we underestimate the oppressor. We think it's our friend. We get distracted within ourselves. There's a lot of bickering and audio. And today I'm going to start. Maybe I lend a voice to a sister, Mangang. I think I'm going to stand as a woman and challenge all the audios people have been doing against her, to say, as a woman, I condemn with the strongest of terms of the audios being done against Mangam. She's a woman that is against all odds to stick her face and stick her neck and put her money into this struggle to take on.
Thank you.
So I condemn any efforts that is not towards driving us to Boya, but rather creating negative energy to distract us, because our oppressor is bigger than us, and we have to rather be mastering strategy to take them out rather than looking for ways to fight ourselves. I'm going to come to Emma F. Please, your last word for the audience today about how we march our way to Boya.
Thank you, Gillian. I just want to say that we all have to get involved. We have to all buy our ticket to Boya. Don't forget, my people, please, just chip in something to help the struggle. Whatever it is, you have to do it. Just do this last and big sacrifice so we can get to Boya and fix our country. And again, we should all get ourselves ready for unity, because that's what is coming. We have to unite. We have to be a united people. So thank you so much, Gillian. I'm so happy you invited me here. Thank you so much, Gillian. Thank you, Sister Calista. Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you very much, MF. I think you deserve your place to be here. And I want to see more women that are sticking their neck out and fighting through, because it's not easy for a woman to raise their voice or to show themselves or for their voice to be heard. So I'm going to say kudos to you for sticking it and keep doing what you do best. It has been a pleasure working with you over the year, or maybe more than a year. I'm going to come to Clista. Final words, please, for the people.
Thank you. Sister Emma, I've talked about my trip to Boya, so I won't go over that again. I would say everybody, we need to hold hands and march forward. If we can't, we need to hold hands because we say there is unity of purpose. We need to collaborate. We need to focus on Boya, not on ourselves. And another thing I will say again is that this is the time. It is never been more necessary for sacrifice. The sacrifice for freedom cannot be emphasized at this point in time. We need to make the required sacrifice. The sacrifices to attain our freedom and the opportunity for us to live in dignity in Amberland. So now is the time, and everybody is required to come on board. Everybody is a necessary part of the train to Boya. Whether what you do, don't ever underestimate the little contributions, the 20 pounds, the 10 pounds, the phone call you make to encourage somebody, that no matter how the oppressor is coming at us, Boya, it's where we will end. And that is my last word to everybody, that become an Ambazonian believer and the rest will fall in place. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think today was a great show. I brought women because I wanted to show the house that women are also involved in this struggle. For a long time, we've been talking to ourselves rather than talking to the international public. And I think it's about time. I'm going to push forward the notion of us moving the talk from ourselves and talking to the international public, because that is who we want to hear our plight. We've heard our story by ourselves for just too long, more than a year. We can't keep doing internal promotion. We need to take it out there. Those who are on Twitter are doing a great job. Please keep doing what you do. Those who are on Facebook, and please, can we please stop promoting audios that are derogatory, that are insulting, that are downplaying our struggle? Our struggle is not between us. It's us against the oppressor. Nobody can be as wicked to us like what we've gone through for 56 years. Can we move past ourselves and look at this at a global, at the pain for all Southern Cameroonians? And in everything you do, ask yourself, does this move this struggle 1 inch forward? If it doesn't, please do not do it, because you're holding my trip to Boya. You're holding me hostage in Europe. I'm holding you hostage if I'm saying something that is distracting and is taking people's focus off the road to Boya. I am not your enemy. I can never be your enemy. No matter what I say to you, I can fix it with you in Boya. Please, let's refocus our energy. Let's stop negative energy. It's not helping our struggle. We have the My Trip to Boya, which is the greatest concept I've heard so far. And if you ask me, I found out from the oppressors camp, they are panicking to know that we all are buying our tickets to Boya. How sweet is that? If anybody loves this revolution and you cannot encourage somebody to buy their ticket to Boya, then I'm sure you're not going to Boya. Maybe you choose Etudi to be your destination. But please, if that is what you've decided, you stay our brother, but don't distract us. Join the camps of the Antanganjis and the Mafani Musonges. But please do not stop us, because the momentum is being killed slowly, if we are honest to ourselves, because of too many distractions, too many audios. When this struggle started, we didn't see all these audios, and we're doing just fine until the audios started. Please, we are not saying don't do audios. Do audios to move our struggle forward. And today is Easter. I want to pray for all those who are lost, who are imprisoned in the dungeons, in the gallows, somewhere in the world. I want to pray and hope that one day I will see Seseko Ayok Tabe and the 11 others who were abducted, and the days keep going by and no concrete information. We have nothing substantial on them. I hope God keeps them alive. It's Easter, and church, as God has resurrected today, He should be able to resurrect more information on their whereabouts, So we are able to set clues, and I'm urging on the government to pay private detectives to go to and find information about these people. It was for us that they did what they did, and it's because it's on our behalf. They're in the dungeons somewhere without their families and their children. So whenever you turn an audio to do, remember Siseko Ayok Tabe, remember Fongalangfo, remember Eyambe. If that is not helping to discover where they are or taking us one step closer to Boya, know that you're joining the camps of the Atanganjis and the Mafani Musonge. This is not a joke. This is for the lives of 8 million Southern Cameroonians who are either in the prison somewhere or who are in prisons in Europe. We are in prisons. We've been kicked out of our countries. We don't know. That's the hard truth. We are on exile. And if you're not going to take us close to going back home, please, with all honor, please do not do an audio for us. Thank you very much. It was a brilliant Sunday. And I wish everybody happy Easter and a good evening. And let us all meet in Boya, following the directions of the government on my trip to Boya. Please pay your ticket. I'm already at Boya. I'm looking at the time. It's taking too long. I want you guys to come and meet me. I'm already in Boya. So that's the mindset I have. Please do all it takes and meet me in Boya, and we shall celebrate. And maybe we will see Siseko Ayok Tabe in Boya. Thank you very much and have a pleasant evening. Goodbye.